Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. I'm going to do this on one of our board and bases. Our board and base is a nice chalkable shape, double-sided, erasable, and it comes on this nice little wooden base. It's a nice economical way to get started with chalking. The chalkable portion can go horizontal into the base or vertical. And as it's double-sided, you could get two images on one board and base. And if you tire of it, or the seasons change, or the holiday changes, or whatever, just spritz it with water and wipe it off. Our chalk paste goes on liquid, but dries to a hard finish. Now, if you scrape at it with your fingernail or something, you're going to scrape it off. If you don't, if there's any chance of that happening and you want it to be permanent, then just spray it with a sealer. But otherwise, you have the ability to remove it whenever you want. And if you make a little oops or a little mistake, wipe it off and do it again, or just fix a little area that was a problem. It really is easy to use. And I'm going to go with the adulting transfer tonight. So if you're new to chalking, it really is easy. If you can butter toast, you can chalk or ink. Basically, we have two primary mediums that we use. One is chalk paste, the other is ink. And we use the paste on many different things and signs. The ink we use on something that's going to be washed, whether it's a pillowcase or a piece of clothing or a ceramic mug. Then if it's anything that's going to be washed, use the ink, because the ink, once it's heat set, will be permanent. Our paste can be washed off of many surfaces, not all surfaces, but chalkboard, yes, our chalkable or couture boutique chalkable surfaces, yes. Glass, metal, mirror, fine, easy to remove. Wood, not so much sometimes, because wood is porous and the wood might very well absorb the pigment from the paste. So I am going to fuzz my transfer before I get started here. Got to find a squeegee. I know I had some out and I kind of moved them around. And our transfers are like stencils. Think a stencil on steroids. They're made of vinyl, which is the teal, and what you're seeing through to the backer sheet is actually silkscreen. And they are adhesive backed. Very sticky. So when I'm using a new transfer, I fuzz it. I put it on either a fuzzing cloth or a towel, and deliberately, by smoothing it down and lifting it up, apply a little bit of lint to it. And the reason I do that is I want to subdue the stickiness a little bit. Our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times or more with proper care. So I'm going to put this on horizontally, and I'm putting it a little bit more up towards the top because my board will fit in the slot of the board and base, and I don't want to cut off the bottom. So I just smooth that down gently and make sure that I don't have any air bubbles. Might want to take a little look at it here. I had one up here. I'm going to lift this up again. I don't know if it's an air bubble or if it's yeah, it was an air. No, kind of, I don't know if it's fuzz or air bubble. No, it doesn't look like an air bubble. It's fine. Okay. So I'm going to use our nominee paste. This was a color of the month a while back, and everybody loved it so much they begged for it to become a permanent color. So it is now a permanent color. It is a shimmer, but it is way more dramatic than our shimmer paste. It's just absolutely beautiful. You'll see. So I'm putting a little bit on my squeegee, and then I'm going to apply it over the transfer. Just gently go across it, smoothing it over all of the silkscreen areas. It's all there really is to it. Just smooth it over. Make sure you get all the silk screen covered. I'm notorious for losing or missing the tops or bottoms of my letters. So just want to make sure I have everything covered. I need to get the rest of that E here. G. Where'd that come from, right? Smooth it out, remove any lines, any excess paste. Oops, oh no, look it, I went off the transfer onto my surface. I'll have to fix that. Let me show you how easy it is to fix that. Okay, it's peel and reveal time. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to lift up my transfer. Wow, look at the clarity. And I didn't have to use one of those machines. I didn't have to do any weeding. I just had to fuzz it. How simple and easy was that? I'm going to grab a little damp cloth here to remove my little oops. Now, if I let it dry, remember I said our chalk paste goes on liquid but dries to a hard finish. If I let it dry, I could still remove it, just wet it and wipe it off. But I might have to wait until the paste moistens a bit. Here, it's still wet, so it's easy to just wipe it off. How easy was that? I made a mistake and I fixed it in what? 5 seconds? Simple, simple, simple. What do you think of the adulting transfer? I just love it. I think it really, really speaks to me. I could really relate to it. Sometimes being an adult isn't really that much fun, you know? Let me show you how I clean my transfers. Generally, I would bring this over to the sink and run it under water to remove the chalk paste from the transfer. But being that I don't have a camera at the sink, I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of water. I'm going to grab one of my board erasers here. You don't have to use a board eraser. I just think it makes it quicker. Just wet that a little bit. Look at how easy it cleans it off. Disinfecting wipe to remove any excess that's still on it. Flip it over. Now I want to get the paste off the back side. Oops. Gently. Sometimes I'm in too much of a hurry, right? And then once I have all the paste off, I want to go back over it and remove the fuzz. And all I have to do is like wipe in one direction and it'll lift up the fuzz that I deliberately applied. And that way it renews the stickiness. Simple, simple, right? So all I need to do now is put this somewhere flat, on a flat surface, sticky side up, and let it dry. And then once it's dry, I'll take the little backer sheet. One side is white, one side is like a light yellow. And I will take the white side, the shiny white side, and put it back over on that transfer. Put it back in the little envelope it came from. And put it away for the next use. I hang mine by this little tab. I just put them on a hanger. I have hooks, but I also have hangers. I realize the hangers work better than the hooks, and it's cheaper, right? And I just hang them until the next time I need it, because our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times or more. Now, if you're ever a little bit confused, on the back panel of your envelope, there's instructions for the use and care, how to apply it to your project, and how to clean the transfer. It's all right here. And if you have any questions, just direct message me or comment or whatever, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And as far as the squeegee, same thing. Run it under water, clean it off. If you're not really good about using or not cleaning your tools as you go along, I found the best way to get dried off, paste off, is to soak them in a little baggie with, I can't think of the name of the wood cleaner. Oh goodness, it's a wood cleaner. It's not caustic or anything. I'll post it in the comments. Board eraser, same thing. Just wash it, rinse it out with water, set it aside to dry. That's all there is to it. This board is a self-healing mat. Our transfers don't stick to it. I used to have a glass mat, and I used to have to be very careful because our transfers will stick to anything that's non-porous and very smooth very, very strongly. So if you're using a transfer on glass or mirror or metal, you want to fuzz, 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 fuzz. You want to diminish that stickiness so that when you go to lift it off of the surface, you're not tugging and pulling or stretching the transfer. So just remember, on chalkboard, maybe you fuzz 3 times. On glass, metal, mirror, fuzz 10, 12 times, whatever. It depends on how sticky the transfer is. You'll get a feel for it. It's not that hard. It really is quite simple. You know what? I'm sure this is dry. Let me put it in its little base. And then, of course, I could put a little ribbon or something around the bottom if I wanted to, or stick something on it. What do you think? Wasn't that easy? Quick and easy? Less than a half hour. How cool. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up. If you know others that would enjoy crafting, please feel welcome to share this video with them. Thanks again for watching. Here's the link to all the new summer designs. Take a peek. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. There's something for everyone. See you soon.